Sage CRM version 7, integrated with Sage ERP ACPAC version 6, includes significant enhancements to quoting and order entry. In this tutorial, we'll take a look at the new features as we walk through the quote and order entry process. So now let's jump right in and take a look. For our demonstration, we'll use one of our customers, the Courtyard, and here we have their company summary screen. The first hints of the new functionality are the quote and order buttons on the right side. Let's begin by generating a new quote. Here we have the quote entry screen, and looking up in the context area, you can see that the system has automatically created a new opportunity and auto-assigned an ID. Starting with the description field, let's enter Office Chairs. You're able to have multiple quotes for a single opportunity, and that's where the Include in Opportunity Total field becomes important. For example, suppose that you have separately quoted two options. If both are included in the opportunity total, then your forecast will be overstated, so you might only want to include the quote that you think your customer will most likely select. Now moving down to the Company Details panel, notice that many of the fields were auto-filled from the defaults that are set up in Sage ERP ACPAC. And this is another benefit of the tight integration between the two applications. This information can be edited, so for example, you can change the ship-to address, and here you'll find all ship-tos that have been set up for this customer in Sage ERP ACPAC. Also, you can enter a new address if necessary. If you're using optional fields in Sage ERP ACPAC, they'll show up under Custom Fields here, and you can make your entries as necessary. And minimizing the panel, we'll move on to the quote details. Before we enter any items, let's look at how each user can customize their view. To do this, we'll click View, then Show Columns. The list here includes all of the standard order fields, plus any detail-level optional fields that you've set up in Sage ERP ACPAC. Let's move quantity next to location by clicking and dragging, and let's add pricing unit of measure. Here you can see that quantity is now beside location, and scrolling over, there's pricing unit of measure. Importantly, any changes you make here will be remembered each time you log in and are specific to each user. So now let's add our first item, and using the Finder, we can scroll through the list to locate it, or we could use the advanced search, which we'll click to open. Suppose that we want to add a desk chair to the quote, and we know that all chairs that we offer belong to the C1 category. So for our filter, let's select Category, then Is, and here we'll enter C1 for the chair category, and hit Submit. And here we have all of the chairs that our sample company sells. Let's select the Krug 250 arm tilter in Rust. And you can see that we have 30 in stock. You can also check stock levels at other warehouse locations. So for example, location 2, our Portland warehouse, is apparently out of stock, so let's switch this back to location 1. And moving on, let's enter a quantity of 5. In our demo scenario, we're offering a 10% discount for purchase of 5 or more chairs. So scrolling over to the discount percent field, we'll enter 10, and you can see that the discount amount and discount extended amounts auto-calculate. We can also add comments and instructions. Comments will appear on customer documents such as quotes, order confirmations, and invoices, and instructions will appear on internal documents such as pick tickets. Let's add a comment, and we'll enter 10% discount for purchase of 5 or more chairs has been applied, and hitting OK saves our comment. And again, our comment will appear on the detail line. To add a comment at the document level, you should use the comments box, and we'll enter Thanks for your business. And finally, we'll scroll down and hit the refresh button to see our quote total. Now let's scroll over and back up and save the quote. At this point, we can print the quote, and we'll hit Preview. And here's our quote. Notice the comment we added to the detail line, and also at the bottom is our general comment. Let's close this and move on by hitting Continue. Here on the Quotes tab, you'll find all of the quotes created under this opportunity. Let's now take a look at the opportunity summary, and before we jump over there, note that the quote amount is $1243.63. So now let's open the Summary tab. The quote automation has set the opportunity stage to Proposal Submitted and status to In Progress with the forecast quote and pending amounts equal to the actual quote total. Now let's suppose that our customer has reviewed our quote and would now like an alternative one for 3 chairs, which of course means they won't get the discount. They would also like an additional quote for some desk lamps. So now let's return to the Quotes tab, and in an effort to keep this tutorial moving along, we've gone ahead and entered the 2 new quotes behind the scenes. The second quote is our alternate one for the chairs, and you can see that we've quoted 3 chairs here. Importantly, notice that we have elected not to include this quote in the opportunity total, since including both would overstate our forecast. Let's hit Continue to return to the quote list and look at the third quote. Notice that we've included it in the opportunity totals, and down in the details, you can see that it's for 5 desk lamps. Returning to the list, here again, we're shown which quotes are included in the opportunity total, and specifically here, it's the first and third ones, and they total $1450.93. So now let's revisit the opportunity summary. Here you can see that the forecast quote and pending amounts have been updated to the new figure that represents the sum of the 2 included quotes. So now let's suppose that our customer has decided to buy the 5 chairs with the discount along with the desk lamps. So we'll go ahead and convert these quotes to an order. To do this, we'll return to the Quotes tab. Here we'll check off the 2 that we want to convert, and then scroll over to our action buttons and hit Promote to Order. Here we're asked if this will complete the opportunity, and in this case we'll select Yes. And here we have our order, and note that the items from the 2 quotes have been consolidated into this single order. At this point, we can edit the order. In the description, let's enter chairs and lamps. And now we'll hit Save. Let's jump back to the opportunity summary to see what's been updated. The workflow automation has advanced the stage to Sale Agreed, the status to Won, the certainty is now 100%, and the forecast quote and order amounts now reflect the total that is on the actual order. Note that if we had promoted only one of the quotes marked Include in Opportunity, the amount of the quote not promoted would appear as the pending amount. Importantly, notice that the shipment and invoice amounts are currently 0. So now let's go ahead and ship and invoice the order, and we'll return here between each step to see how these fields update. With proper security rights, we can do the shipping and invoicing from within Sage CRM. To do this, we'll move from the opportunity up to the company level by going up to the context area and clicking the company link. From here, we'll scroll over to the OE Inquiry tab. Here we want to look at all orders. And on the order we just created, we'll click Drill Down. On this screen, we can see the order details, and to ship the items, we'll click the New Shipment button. Next, we'll click Ship All, and for our demonstration, we'll leave Create Invoice unchecked and then hit Post. And we'll skip the pick list and close the screen. Now let's return to the opportunity. You can see that the $1450.93 that was previously the order amount has become the shipment amount. Now let's invoice the shipment by going back to the OE Inquiry tab. This time, we'll select all shipments and click Drill Down on the one we just created. Here you can see the shipment details, and we'll click the New Invoice button. Let's post it, and we'll skip printing and close the window. And one final time, let's return to the opportunity And now we can see that the $1450.93 has moved from the shipment amount over to the invoiced amount. So to recap, we've gone from quoting all the way through invoicing, all from within Sage CRM. And that completes our tutorial. Give us a call if you need assistance with this or any other feature in your Sage CRM system. Well, that's it for this tutorial. Bye for now.